And the thing that drew me to SFBT, that I think just resonated with me, was this, what I shared earlier. Like, I have a passion and a joy for noticing people's innate greatness. And this is the one that I felt I could do this forever and never get burnt out doing this.
Good.
Because it's so focused on what you want to achieve instead of trying to stop something bad from happening.
Yeah. Okay.
Because in a reality, it's really hard if a person comes in and they're manically depressed, per se. It's really hard. Well, a few things happen. It's really easy to go in problem solving mode and try to help them solve their problem, right?
Yeah.
But you could spend years and years trying to figure out what that solving aspect is by me as the therapist, assuming that I know more about them than they know about themselves, and trying to offer like, oh, okay, have you tried box breathing? Have you tried all these different tools? You know, have you tried getting out in nature? Have you tried exercise? Have you tried eating better? You know? And at some point, these strategies run out. And then a few things happen. One, it either makes me, the therapist, look like I don't know what I'm doing to the client. Two, it might make the client feel guilt or shame, like they're not doing it right. And so that's never what I want a client to experience when they're in therapy with me, like that they're not doing it right. Yeah. So the way SFBT works is that we acknowledge the problem, but we don't focus on the problem.
Okay.
I have come to realize that, and I've seen it in the practice that I do, you don't have to talk about a problem in order to overcome a problem.
Huh.
And so the way it works, if someone comes in to me and they're like depressed, I might say, they might say, I don't want to be depressed anymore. And then I might ask them, well, what do you want to be instead? Like, what is your goal? Like, here's back to this hope theory stuff. What's your goal? What's the direction we should go in? Well, I want to be able to interact with people again. And then I might, oh, interesting. And so if you were interacting with people, what would you notice is different about you? Well, I think I'd have more life. Oh, and if you had more life, how would you know that life was showing up in a way that led you to be less depressed and be able to interact with people more? Well, I think I'd be at peace.
Yeah.
You know, and so we have a whole conversation about what it looks like to have peace in their life again, even if they're not interacting with other people. Because you're getting to this sort of meaningful part of them that's where the real work happens. Because this is their hope. Their hope is to be at peace again. Their direction is not just to be not depressed. Yeah. It's actually to have peace. And when we're working, it's a lot easier to create a world where peace exists instead of a world where depression doesn't exist. So it's using that sort of affirmative approach to it versus. So tell me how that makes you feel, because I apologize if there's any therapists listening, but I think that's the dumbest question any therapist can ever ask, because I think you know how they're feeling right now, so you don't really need to ask. You know, you're assuming, you could presuppose a lot. Yeah. And I think it doesn't really add into the therapeutic relationship, and I think it can take away, especially the person like, really? Can you not see my face? How do you think I feel? You know? So that's why I've come to realize that. That was a huge segue into getting this certification. Yeah.
Segues are fun.
Yeah. This is my like when I talk about this is where I wonder if I'm starting to mumble, because I get really freaking excited about this, because I just know how good this is, and I'll also say that you can see real effective change in people in less than 6 sessions.
Really?
So it's also really cost effective for people, you know, and it doesn't take up a lot of their headspace, and they're actually finding, like I've worked with couples that came for 3 sessions and were like, we got what we need. Like they were on the verge of divorce and we got what we need. You know? Wow. So like
these are typical 1 hour sessions.
Like 50 minutes.
50 minutes,
okay. Yeah. And I do the same for individual or couples sessions.
Yep.